Hi everyone, this is Dr. Mike, host of the free iTunes podcast, Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike, but that's not why I'm here today. This is another Saving Savvy episode, giving you my 1 year of almost continuous use of the Apple Watch, right here, Generation 2 Series 1. So this is last year's Apple Watch, and I've been wearing it for the last year. Series 1 did not have certain functions like built-in GPS and waterproofing. I just wasn't willing to spend the extra money for it. Been pretty happy with just the Series 1. And I've been wearing it for a year. But one thing you should know is that I am a watch wearer. So if you wear a watch, it's going to be much easier for you to transition to any wearable device, including an Apple Watch, because it's a very natural thing to do. If you are of a younger generation where you're always just using your phone for everything, it might be a little bit more difficult to transition. So does the Apple Watch give me stuff that my regular watch did not give me? Absolutely. And I use the functionality of that watch all the time. First of all, you have multiple faces on your watch. So you can have faces that are customized for your exercise routine or customized for your calendar or whatever. And it's just kind of standard face here. Then he has complications in the corner. And so I can instantly view my weather, which I really, really like. I can instantly review a text message and then send a text message back using Siri, which works reasonably well. I can look at my calendar events. And my fourth complication on this particular face is for a music player. So I can control my iPhone, or there's some built-in storage on the device itself if I don't have my iPhone with me. So I have all this functionality built into my watch, which is great. I also use some third-party apps like the Starbucks app and a gas station app, which also work pretty well with the watch. And I use Apple Pay on the watch, which is really, really awesome. And it doesn't have to be tethered to the telephone to use Apple Pay. So that's been something that I use everywhere if I'm at Walgreens or the grocery store or whatever. It's so nice to just press a button and tap my watch to the pay device, and blip, it goes off and I'm off and running. And I really like the security of using Apple Pay compared to giving my card out to everyone. So I really like the watch. I found it very, very useful. Is there a downside? Well, the biggest downside to this, well, I guess there's a couple. I mean, it's not exactly beautiful looking, although I don't know how else they would make it, but that's one thing. But I really don't like the short battery life. Now, typically, I will get a day's worth of battery out of a charge using it reasonably frequently. However, I definitely have had times where, although I thought it was charging the night before because it was on the little magnetic charger, which kind of looks like this. That's the magnetic charger. Get it on the screen there, Mike. For whatever reason, it didn't charge and I was out of battery. And that can be extremely inconvenient if you're depending on your watch for the time or for an alarm or something like that. Speaking of that, I really like the alarm functions and the timer functions, although I do wish there were multiple timers that you could set, which you really can't do with any Apple product that I'm aware of. So charging is a hassle. Sometimes thinking you're charged and not having a charge is a super hassle. I've had it reboot randomly, less so now that they've kind of worked through the various improvements, getting rid of bugs on the OS. And I have upgraded it to the Apple OS 4, which gives you some cute little additional washed faces. It gives you one thing that I actually like, which a lot of people aren't talking about, which is a flashlight function. I don't know if you can see that. And that's really cool because the flashlight, I mean, it's not going to light up a room, but it's really nice if you're trying to look at something in the dark and you really can't see something, or if you drop something in the dark, it's going to give you that little bit of extra light to kind of show the way. You also can control functions on your watch. So for instance, I can silence my phone by just pressing a button on my watch, and that's also convenient. So you have a lot of functionality with the watch, some drawbacks with the watch. I really like it. So am I going to upgrade to Generation 3? I think I am, only because Generation 3 offers LTE. And the one thing that I do not like is having to carry my phone everywhere. So if I'm going to the gym It'd be nice not to carry my phone and lock it up in my locker or carry it with me when I don't really want anything on me. If I'm going for a run, or if I'm going to the beach, or if I'm going on a bike ride, or even if I'm just running to the store, it'd be really nice to be tethered free and just have this simple device on my wrist. So I am pretty certainly going to go with the new Apple Watch Series 3 LTE version. That series also offers full waterproofing on all their versions, so I'm going to like that too. Now, there are some downsides to all the watches, and in fact, again, the charging is an issue. So if you're not charged, you're out of luck. The other thing with the LTE version is that if you're on Wi-Fi, it works fine. If you're tethered to the phone, it works fine. But if you're using the LTE of the watch alone, and you're out and about, you cannot get text messages from non-Apple devices. So if your friend has an Android device and that friend says, meet me at the corner at 4 p.m., you're not going to get it. Now, this is a huge, huge bug which Apple has to fix. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, but they have to fix it. And of course, you have an additional $10 a month charge if you're going to tether or have your watch connected to LTE. I personally think that's worth it for this particular functionality, so I'm going to probably go for that option. So again, do I recommend the Apple Watch? If you are a watch wearer and you want that additional functionality, I would say absolutely. I've been very happy with mine, wearing it almost continuously for a year. When don't I wear it? Well, if I'm going camping and I have no place to charge it, if I'm going someplace where I just want something a little more formal on my wrist, or if I'm just doing something where I think I could bash it up too much, I'll wear a more rugged watch. Anyway, if you get some time, please give my free podcast a listen. It's called Psychiatric Secrets Revealed. It's myself, my wife. I'm a psychiatrist. She's a psychologist. We talk about just about anything. In fact, the last episode, or the episode that's going to come up tomorrow, was on the Vietnam War. I was in that draft era of the Vietnam War, so kind of talking about my personal experiences. Not in the war, but being someone who could have been drafted. Also, if you like reading stuff, I have an experimental writing blog called drmikekuna.com, drmikekuna.com. It's an experimental writing blog where I try to explore my feelings. I'm really trying to get out there and just be more honest with my feelings. I'm trying to become a better writer, so maybe I can write something a little bit bigger someday, now that I'm getting old and crusty. So have a great day, and again, subscribe if you like this video. Bye-bye.